good experience. Other times it was very like dark and brooding, dramatic jazz. And I go in to take a piss, and I feel like I'm in a noir film. Somehow I've stepped into a crime thriller to urinate. So I like to imagine it like this, if you will. It was a day like any other. Mother Nature called, so I answered. I ambled up to the urinal. I took out my phone, because I'm always in communication. I gotta be. Whoa! My phone gave me quite a fright. It was a selfie of some dame with legs for days and a crooked smile. She had bad news written all over her, and I liked it. Whoa! Ah, fuck. It was curtains to my iPhone. Siri was sleeping with the fishes. Thank you very much. That was noir urination. Yes, thank you. Oh God, that's how we're starting. Okay, have you ever had whole relationships that are based on passing someone in a hallway? You don't know this person, but you see them every day, and you give kind of the chin up, the hey, the salute, the whatever you do. But you have this very, very, very small acquaintance with this person. I have this with a person in our bathroom. We have a shared bathroom at work. I don't know this man's name. I don't know why he wants to talk to me at the urinal, but I've never not spoken to him without my dick out. Truth. It's very bizarre, and I just want to stare forward, fart triumphantly, and urinate in peace, okay? I don't want him talking to me. Did you ever write your whole dope fade set about the bathroom and regret it midway through? Did you ever? Guys, LA has some really, really fucking stupid restaurant names. Just super creative. There's a place called Food. You get food there. There's a place called Milk. They sell more than milk, though. They're not as bad. There's also Eat. You eat. There used to be a lunch in NoHo. Where do you want to go to lunch? I want to go to lunch. No, let's go get food. We go to food. You want to go to food? I want to eat. We should go to Eat. There's even a place called Coffee Plus Food. LA is so stupid, guys. I would love to ask the question to somebody like, hey, do you want to go get a drink at Independent Coffee Shop with me? Do you want to go hang out at Independent Coffee Shop? Yeah, I love that place. Where did you get your outfit? I love it so much. I got it at Close. I got it at Close. Glad that kind of worked. I don't know if you guys have never noticed, I wear this autism awareness band, and it is for my brother. My brother is autistic, and sometimes it's just a little hard knowing that he's a better comedian than I am. He just is. Drew is a better comic than I will ever be, and I have a few theories on this. One, it's because sometimes he doesn't know he's being funny, and he's just straight funny. He was asked on a test in school. They said, name 3 insects, and he goes, I think I'll name them Bob, Jim, and Carl. And he nailed it. The teacher gave him the points because he was right. Another reason I think he's funnier than I am, he's bolder. He'll go for the joke when I resist. My mom was decorating our living room, and she brought down a small wooden chair from the attic. It was like decorative, and she puts it in the corner. And she goes, Drew, this was my chair when I was a little girl. He goes, wow, so that thing's an antique. It's like, bam, roasted, Mom. No regard. I could never do that. And also, he's funnier in dark times. He can make something super depressing, very funny. My dad, when he was 40, he was very young, he had a stroke, and it affected the speech part of his brain. And we were living in Germany at the time, and he was the only one that spoke German. That was great. But now he doesn't have much of a problem. It's just he will stutter. He can't find the word. He has it. He just can't get it through his mouth. And so one day he's like, "Hey, Drew, I think I'm gonna go to the hardware store and pick up that. I'm gonna go to the hardware store. I'm gonna get the. And my brother goes, "Wrench, Dad! Stroke's over." You have a time limit on this shit, Dad. Get better now. Could never make fun of my dad like that. So he's a better comedian. We're going to get to some more comics tonight, guys. Give it up for this fantastic fucking lineup. We've got 10 comics for you tonight. The first one's going to be in room, and then we're going to go to a bunch of Skype comedians from all over the place. So please give a warm welcome to our dear friend, Mr. Craig Nepoli, everybody.
So, did you guys hear about this recently? Donald Trump met with a wounded war veteran. Okay, this guy had lost his leg in Iraq and receives the Purple Heart. And Trump notices his medal and says, quote, "A Purple Heart, I want one of those." It's a Purple Heart, not a fidget spinner, dude. Fuck that guy. Let's move on. Here's my impression of every conversation you're ever going to have in your entire life, ever. Okay? Here it goes. Shut up. You go on. I was talking to this lady after a show a few nights ago, and she was saying, and I'm sure you've heard this before, she said, "Men are animals," which is a little rude to say to a man standing right in front of you. If I was hanging out with a black guy and I was like, black people are animals, it'd be a bit impolite, but never mind. Set that aside. I understand where she's coming from. And that's a popular idea going around, that's the essence of men. I would have said that the essence of men is that they're simple, or maybe that they're content. Because, all a guy really needs to be happy is a comfy seat in front of the TV, a beer in hand, and getting a cum on your tits sometimes. So I was at work today, and this old woman comes in, and she says, "Hey, I'm looking for this nail salon that's supposed to be nearby. Do you know where it is?" And I said, "You know what? Let me look it up for you. I'll point you in the right direction." And I look it up, and it turns out it's a block down the street. And I said, "Tell her that." And she says, "Yeah, I don't feel like that's right, actually." And I was like, "Well, no, I'm looking at it right now, and it's a block down the street." She goes, "Yeah, I don't think so." Do you realize that's like if I asked you what time it was and you're like, "Yeah, let me see, it's 4:30. And I went, "I don't feel like that's right, actually." And you're like, "No, I'm looking at it right now." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think so." I get that all your phones are synced up to satellites in space, that they all have the same time and precisely, but subjectively it feels much later, So my coworker was talking to me, and she said, "Ugh, every time I'm talking to someone, they're always on their phone. Isn't it a shame that in this modern age we're losing touch with personal connection?" I wanted to say, "Yeah, I'm on my phone when you're talking to me, hun. It's 'cause you're boring. Okay? If you were delivering the Gettysburg Address, I'd put it down for a minute, but you're not." I don't even know why people talk to each other in the first place, you guys. I mean, yes, when we were cavemen, it was practical. We would say things like, "There's a tiger behind you," or "It's a girl baby, throw it out." The point is, all these years later, we're so removed from survival that now we say things like, a Facebook test says I'm a Hufflepuff, but I feel like a Ravenclaw. All right, I'll end with this. Look, I know that I could come across as kind of cynical, so let me extend an olive branch here. And this is going to get a little personal, but you seem like good people, so I'm going to go for it. Growing up, my dad was an angry, violent guy. We all know the type. He was that type, right? And in a lot of ways, the echoes of that still reverberate throughout his life and my own. But that backstory got me a lot of pity pussy in college, so it's like, thanks, Dad. All right, that's all I got. Thanks, everybody.
Get up for Craig Nepley, everybody. More applause for that man. That was really damn good. Yeah. All right, we're going to go to our first Skype comic of the night. He's a dear friend of Dope Fades. And he's going to play some music for you guys tonight on the accordion. Please give it up for Mr. French Accent. All right, we're gonna give you a count in. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody, French accent.
Am I here?
Yeah. Give it a thumbs up, everybody.
How are we doing? Good. Nice to see you again. I've been drinking as usual. Look at my new RV. How did you like it? Thank you very much. I don't have any money anymore. It's beautiful though. You want to hear a dirty joke or a clean joke?
Dirty.
Alright. Do you know what you call a hooker with AIDS? A discount. Or a penis fly trap. Or Miley Cyrus. Or a particularly scathing though accurate indictment of the United States educational system. Because it's broke and dead inside. So I'm a high school teacher. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the reason you should homeschool your kids. Don't worry, I don't teach grades 9 through 12. I'm not that kind of high school teacher. I'm just a substitute who gets stoned. All right, thank you. I can hear the clap. The claps I can hear. Fucking me up. Gotta make sure there's no kids around the park outside of the school. You clapping the head, son of a bitch, all right. I was substitute teaching second grade recently. This little girl came up to me and said, Mr. French Accent, can I ask you a question? I said, sure, Susie. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. She said, what's on sex? That's a good shot, Susie. You know, I've never turned before. You're lying! French accent is a lie. Okay, all right. Oral sex is like the Easter Bunny. It doesn't exist. The Easter Bunny doesn't exist. I know, that's how I felt when I found out about oral sex. Starting with the heavy hitters tonight, I think. I don't know. I can't tell. I only have one eye. All right. You got to be careful with these kids, though. You know, you don't know what they've been through in their life. You just got to be careful. I was out at recess, and there were 3 young boys crying on a school bench. I went up to the first one, and I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I didn't get any dessert." So I gave him a peppermint. I went up to the second one. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I'm too cold." So I gave him a scarf. I went up to the third one. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, My daddy left my mommy, and now my mommy's all alone." So I fucked his mom. I'm a caring guy. He lost together. All right. It's funny because I see her clapping like 2 seconds later. So, just messing with my brain. I was in San Francisco recently. I saw a billboard that said "Art for AIDS." I thought that's not a very fair trade. But it is an apt description of San Francisco. So, a socialist, a liberal, and a subversive walk into a bathroom. The socialist immediately begins rationing out the toilet paper. The liberal pisses just all over the place. The subversive shits in the sink and Was that a good reaction? Was that work? All right. We're good? Okay. Cut it down. I'm like a guy on the first date. I need constant affirmation as I just stare at kids. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what it's like being hey, that's the internet. It's what it does to us all. All right, where was I going from there? Oh, you know what you call a big cat that is gay? A dandelion. Was that the first girl laugh I got? Yes! I'm getting better. You're about to hate this next joke, though. So, I was at work the other day. I saw a used Playtex wrapper on the ground. I picked it up. I said, "Hey, Millie, why do they call it a Playtex?" She said, "Oh, because girls just want to have fun." I said, "Oh, that's why they pay you 73 cents on the dollar." And that's how I lost this eye. It wasn't fun at all. It's against romantic. All right. Did the girl laugh? No, she did not. I saw my ex-girlfriend walking down the side of the road. I said, "Mademoiselle, would you like a ride?" She said, "Yes, please." I said, "Too bad," and I drove up. Fuck that bitch. You break up with me, you do not get a free taxi. I'm kidding, all right? Dope Fades audience. I hope this is getting through. I'm kidding, all right? I wouldn't do that to my ex-girlfriend. It's just a fantasy I masturbate to. So I think the worst possible punishment for a woman would be to leave her alone in a locked room with no windows, no doors, and nobody to talk to for an hour. She would lose her mind. You do that same thing to a man, he would just be like... Got the girl that one, didn't I? I do that sometimes when I think something is stupid. I'm just like, that's ridiculous. Did that one time and my mom caught me. She said, "What's accent? Why are you always rolling your dice?" I don't know, Mom. I'm the gambler. What do you say to that? What do you say to that? All right, where was I going from there? That's a true story, that one is. Unfortunately. In Nazi Germany, the Nazis thought that Hitler was the Nazi Messiah. But then the Allies invaded and Hitler committed suicide. So I guess that means he was not the Messiah. All right. No, you gave me the night on that one, did you? I feel your pain. All right. But I want to try my new ones, then I will make like a baby and head out here. What were they? Oh, okay. All right. I don't know. How many of you are in there like lo mein? You like lo mein? You know who else liked lo mein? Hitler. True story. He liked lo mein so much. Before he was a Nazi, he wrote this manifesto on how he was going to steal noodles from this traveling Chinese merchant in Austria. It was called Lo Mein Kampf. Yeah, you're never getting that 20 seconds back. All right, I want to try this one out too. I was driving with my dad. He said, "Hey, look, it's a 68 Cougar." I said, "No, Dad, that's a 34 Skank. Looks like high miles because of the meth." All right. Did that work? Did it work? Yes, no, maybe? No, it didn't work. All right. Experience. All right, my name is Franz Jackson, a.k.a. Kevin Bennett. God bless y'all. Thanks for coming out. I got a new album out. It's called Between Dystopias. You can find it online or YouTube or whatever. And I got a book, too, but it's like sci-fi. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for having me.
Hey! Hey, thanks, Mr. Fred Jackson, everybody. My favorite part of his whole act was that the kids in class would call him Mr. Fred Jackson. I just envisioned that when he said, Mr. Fred Jackson. I'm sorry, it's dumb. It's so dumb. All right. Our next comedian's a Skyper as well. It's his second time on the program. First time caller, though. First time caller. All right, guys, give it up for Mr. Paul Douglas Moomjean. He's my favorite name on the whole lineup. We're back on Dope Fades. I've been informed to stall. I have so many things prepared. Is that the screen that's going out, Dave? That's not it. Okay, good. Thanks for that. It's your face. It's my face. And your voice. And I'm... Yep, that thing. It sounds like we may have Paul, though, now.
Can you see me?
Oh, most certainly. All right, guys. Let's give him a count in, Mr. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paul, everybody.
Now someone's back. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're all seated now. Good. I am so excited to be here. I got to do this show earlier in the month, and I got to tell you, it's the most positive live stream experience I've ever had. And I've had negative ones. I actually did a show for Funny or Die live stream. It was on live stream Facebook, and by Funny or Die, I mean I died. That's what happened. It was a show to protest gun violence in the country. And when I was driving to Hollywood, I thought this is the most millennial thing that I could ever do. to protest something, an open mic, right? I kept thinking, like, if I ever have a kid one day, and he's like, Dad, back in 2016 when the whole country was shooting each other up, what did you do? Well, son, I went on Facebook and told jokes. What's Facebook, Dad? Well, that replaced MySpace. What's MySpace, Dad? Well, that replaced friendship. So I get up on stage and I do 8 minutes and I bomb horrifically. Like, no one laughed. It was just me in a room with about 15 other LA comedians. They were on their phone the whole time. I used to be a school teacher. It was like being in the classroom all over again. So I get off the stage thinking that I bombed, and my buddy from Tennessee who watched it, one of the 100,000 people, he says, dude, you crushed it. I'm like, dude, I didn't. He's like, check the Facebook comments. I did. Oh my God, Middle America, so much more forgiving than LA comedians. People are writing things like, this guy's funny, he's got a punchline. One guy wrote, he's a little fat, but I'll go with him. But then this one guy from Missouri wrote something that I still don't understand. He actually wrote, does this guy have Down syndrome? Well, I wasn't going to let that bother me. I just made 77,000 people laugh. I had the little hearts, the little likes. I got my social media validation. I felt good about myself. I drove home. I put my head on the pillow. I laid back and I thought to myself, why would he say that? Do I have Down syndrome? What is Down syndrome? So I looked it up on WebMD. Would you like to hear the symptoms? Poor vision, excess body weight, short neck. Needless to say, my mother and I had a conversation the next day. Hey, Mom, weird question. Was I born with Down syndrome? She paused. The woman who gave birth to me had to think about it. She told me I wasn't born with Down syndrome, but I don't believe her. I'm convinced I've been with Down syndrome my whole life and no one's told me. Like, people have just been perfectly pleasant everywhere I go. Like my own version of the Truman Show. And if I had Down syndrome, it would make sense about everything. I have applied for 25 different jobs in my life, and I got all of them. Who's that dick? Who's not going to hire the quirky kid with Down syndrome? Nobody ever called me Paul at work. They call me pal, buddy. One guy called me Skippy. I was just sitting in the teacher's lounge one day. People came up to me, just patted me on the back, saying, "We're proud of you." I'm just eating a sandwich. They put a camera in my classroom. They said it was for security reasons. Now I'm convinced they were just filming a documentary about teachers with Down syndrome. You're going to see me on PBS one day. So, yeah, that was probably the weirdest live stream I've ever done in my life. You guys were a much more supportive crowd. I've worked some crowds that weren't very supportive. I did the old folks home a few weeks ago. Yeah. 1 minute into my set, I hear, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me." "Yes, sir." "I'm leaving." Can I ask why? "Because you're not that funny, and I don't have much longer to live." And they walked away. It took 2 hours. It was adorable. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you.
Hey guys, give it up for Paul one more time, please. Yeah. Nailed the first time call. Got the tech right. Our next comedian, he's another returner. He's here in this very living room. His name is Chase McNeil. Woo!
Hello there. Hi. So this is this isn't a joke, I don't think. But I got into this like bigger comedy festival in my hometown. I had to leave to get in, and I'm just imagining like it's in August, and I'm gonna go, and people are like, "Oh man, how's the LA comedy scene?" And it's great, you guys. It's really great. You're watching from home. The 7 people that are watching from home. I just want you to know you're suspended on cardboard. You're suspended on cardboard. You're in a camera. You're floating in the middle of a room. Imagine you've seen Flight of the Navigator, no one's seen Flight of the Navigator. If you're 30, you've seen Flight of the Navigator, and you had an older brother. Then you've seen Flight of the Navigator, that little thing that like comes down and talks. It's like that, but made of cardboard. And it's bound together with office supplies. I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna take a picture of it right now. And I'm gonna find a way. We'll share it on Dope Fade's Twitter. I just want you to know what you look like too. Do you know what I mean? I want you to know that that's what you look like. Because you can't judge me when you see what you are. So, what do you think? What do you think? Face of Ryan Gosling, teeth of Steve Buscemi. Grew up poor, didn't have braces, so we're sticking with that. I'm bad at birthdays. I have a birthday coming up, and I'm bad. I get depressed about them, but then other people's birthdays, I don't really see the value in them because I don't see the value in other people, I guess. So I just found a thing that I write on all the birthday cards, and it's just, you can do it too. It's great because you can do it on all of them. It's a formula. It's here's to however many more that you are. So I had a friend who turned 30. You just like write here's to 30 more years. You'll double your life. Whoop-de-doo. My dad, he turned 65. I was like, here's to 65 more years. You're gonna live forever, right? I don't do math. And then I wrote on my niece's card, here's to 3 more years. Did not work. I'm bad at like caring about my wife is amazing at cards, at people. She buys the cards from the card store. I don't know where they come from. There's Target's a place, I think. Anyway, she gets the cards, and then sometimes we consult on the message, but she has the final say. Then she writes the card, and then she leaves a little space for she writes, love you so much, love and support you, love Anna, and she does a little sign, and then it's my turn, and I go like I write like somebody came on it, like I don't know how to. It's either that I write like, or I write like I'm learning to write in wood. I defile her cards is what I do as a pseudo profession. I'm trying to get better at being an ally. I'm learning that I haven't been. My just looking back, like my brother, when he came out to me, like. I wasn't like not supportive, I wasn't, abomination. It was better than that. I just don't think that I was there from the way that like I would now really want to be. Like when he came out to me, he said like, hey, I just want you to know, like I told mom and dad last night I'm gay. And now like Chase of today would say like, you're my brother, I love you, I just want you to be happy, thank you so much. I know this is really hard for you, but what I said at the time was, cool. Now you have a much better chance of getting onto Real World. And I don't think that he was as big a fan of Real World as I was at the time. I'm not sure it translated is what I'm saying. Anyway, you guys have been great. Thank you so much.
Chase killed it, and he roasted our tech, guys. Fucking roasted.
It's so amazing what does happen. I'm amazing.
Thank you. I've never admitted to the audience you are cardboard, rubber bands, a screw, some tape. I just tweeted it. Thank you. Okay. It's out there now. Everybody knows our shame. All right, guys. If you liked Chase, then I've got some good fucking luck in store for you. We've got another Chase on the show. Yeah. Please give it up for Mr. Chase Badgett, everybody. Turn your camera on, Chase. Damn it, Chase.
We got Chase on Chase. Why didn't you
Turn your camera on, Chase.
Yeah, Chase on Chase.
That's what I just said. If you like Chase, then guess Chase is in store.
I'm so sorry. I was Instagramming.
The whole thing. That was the whole thing I said.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
All right, we now have Mr. Chase Badgett. He's our second favorite Chase tonight. Everybody give it up for Chase.
Sweet. Oh, wait. Sorry, let me just turn this off.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, so, everyone, you guys know me. I'm Chase Badgett. It's my stage name. My mom came up with it. It's also my real name. Badgett. Just so you guys know, if you don't like these jokes, I'm doing the first set I ever did. So I'm trying to see if I can save old material. Sweet. So Badgett, if you don't know the meaning of that word, it actually means son of Bagman. I learned that at Disney World, at their World Park. And Bagman, if you're wondering what that means, it's the guy at the grocery store that bags your groceries. So I come from a long line of bagging men. But the thing is, like, you would think that it might be like maybe like in a dishonorable position, but I was like, what if my lineage was the people that made bags? That like we were the kings of the old days because we made carrying shit so much easier. Cool. Let's go to the next one. So I've been doing stand-up, and I realized it's a kind of a lot like doing photography. Because basically anyone can do it, and you're just pretending that you're better at it than everyone. But the real reason you did it is to get chicks, and you're not getting any chicks. Speaking of getting chicks, I had sex on the beach recently. It was sandy. if you know her. Speaking more about sex, I don't know about you, but I figured out the best metaphor for going down on a girl, and it is Zelda. Because basically you kind of heard about it, you heard people were talking it up, and you read some vague hints on what to do online, but you kind of would always get lost in some corner, and the water level was the worst part. But at the end of the day, you finally, save the princess, and then the princess is no longer in the mood. Okay, this is going perfectly. This is a old bit. It's one of my first bits. It's I was realizing that Girl Scout cookies, they're delicious, but it's kind of like, it's weird because they go door to door, and it's like that's what pedophiles do, and I feel like a Girl Scout cookies is like a pedophile's dream. Like it's cute little girls in uniforms bringing them cookies. And the cookies are so well packaged that if you run around a room in your regular fridge, you can just put them in your murder fridge, and they won't spoil. I'm a dreamer. Not every night, but I dream some nights. And a recurring dream that I have is so I basically, in this dream, I'm an adult. And the weight and anxiety of being an adult just weighs down on me so much that, like, in my dream, I wish to be a kid. I wish to go back, to that freedom. And so, oh shit, I fucked it up. Okay, hey, can you turn it around a second? I fucked up my old joke. Okay, so reverse it. I'm a kid, and I'm so tired of being a kid. You can't do anything, you're just being told what to do all the time. So I want that freedom of being an adult, so I wish to be an adult, and it's a dream, so it happens, and I get a job, find a girlfriend, have sex for the first time, but I do some crazy kid shit, like I have a trampoline in my apartment, but the scariest part about this dream is there's a giant piano. And like I'm playing it with my legs because that's the only way I can, reach the keys, And I think the only song I can play is like Chopsticks. But this dream ends with me wanting to be a kid again because I can't deal with the pressures of being an adult. So I dream and I'm back to being a kid, and that's the end of the dream. And like the only thing that can make sense of this dream is my grandma told me to always dream big. Hey, real quick. Did you guys hear the porn sounds at the beginning or not? I was playing them, and I feel like you guys didn't hear it.
No.
Play him again.
Okay, I'll play them again.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Shall I please?
Can you hear that? It's a SoundCloud. Sweet. Love you, dudes.
Thank you, Chase. Fucking Chase, everybody. Chase. All right. I think I'm gonna just roast his act for just a second, though, guys. Just to be fair, because he rehashed his first act ever. He admitted that at the start of it, and I think I did the same shit. Every comedian tries to do a bit about their name, for their first set ever, guys. He did 2 minutes on Badget. You guys want to hear my really cheesy name bit? Chase says no in the back. He's going, fuck that. I don't. Other Chase says no. Not representative of all Chases. So I won't do it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm doing it. Fuck you, Chase. My name is Christian Wolf. It's never misspelled on Microsoft Word. It's religion animal, guys. It's very simplistic. I hope to one day meet my name counterpart. Be a man named Jew Fox or Muslim Bear Islamic Bear? Islamic Bear. Islamic Bear. Thank you. That's my cheesy name bit. In honor of Chase Badgett, not that Chase, who did a very good at. No, Chase did good too. Both Chases, great jobs. All right, our next comedian, I can safely say, is the only PhD in our lineup. He's a physicist and a good friend of the show. It's his second time here on camera, but he's done many a Skype sets. Please get up for Dr. Kevin P. Hickerson.
I like that you wiped before shaking my hand. That's nice. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I am the only PhD on the show, so I've been told. I didn't check, so I don't know. But you guys aren't 45, so that's probably kind of a hint. I am a nuclear physicist turned comedian, or as my wife calls me, unemployed nuclear physicist. You can call me Kevin. I loved my job. I love doing science so much. I love doing stand-up a lot for very serious, similar reasons. I'm sure you guys know this since you're all comedians here tonight, not like the Saturday shows. I love that I can make my mouth can just cause people to like their bodies to wiggle at a distance. That's power. You know, that's magic power. That's how I feel about nuclear physics, though. It's the same thing. It's like I'm studying the Big Bang and powerful energy and black holes colliding and stars collapsing and spraying their nuclear creation semen out into the universe. I love that. I love that. It's not creepy at all the way I said it. No, there's a darker side too, though. I mean, I love that. Like, if I have like a bad day at work, it can be really bad. Like an accountant, you get an accountant, and what can they do? They can fuck someone's taxes up. Maybe get them and their clients sent to prison for life. No big deal. I fuck up. I could like contaminate the entire Pacific seaboard. Like just render it lifeless. Like a doctor has doctors, you always hear about doctors having God complex, like they're like, they have life in their hands. Like, for example, there's this doctor recently had a young man who was a patient, I think he was in his teens, and he had a bad testicle and he had to take it out. And he took out the wrong one. Yeah, that's a bad day at work for a I could release plutonium-210 into the air. Polonium-210. You don't want to mix up your poloniums and your plutonium. I don't want to do that. Let's say I did that, for example. Boom, sterilize like all of East Asia. Maybe Alaska. You feel a lot worse. Maybe. At least I love coming to this place. I'm a little worried that by coming in person too often, I'm demystifying myself because you guys are like, you're just like, whoa, what's it like being born before the 80s and stuff like that. I want to keep the mystique going. Like, you have a house? What? Weird. That must be fun. There's cardboard hanging from like, you guys, you invested in Darth Vader here, which is on the floor now. This thing looks like it's military hardware or something. But no, we can't get a tripod. That would be it's not. We need more lights on the blinky blink thing, server doodad. I mean, this is probably the box that came in. Is the worst part. It's probably server just shit. What do we do? I know. Rip. It's not even cut. It's ripped. Like, my kids make better cardboard structures than that. 3rd grade. Yeah. Oh my God, the doorknobs here. That's so millennial. It's like it's not a fucking doorknob. It's like you have to log into it to turn it. This is apparently what's going to replace like old people homes. It's just like, no, just stay in the living room. Dad, just ring me if you want to get out. I have an app. I know you can't use it. You're stuck inside. So useless. I saw there's a new bike lock that's like that. It's an electronic bike lock that you open with your thumb. Because remembering numbers is just a skill you guys never picked up. Like a 7-digit number that correlates with a person? What? All right. Let's see. I saw a big truck, like an 18-wheeler, real truck. It was for some company. I don't remember the company, but some big corporation, and it said family owned. I can't stand seeing like a big corporation with that on there. It's like, okay, I get you're family owned, but you're probably like a super rich, douchey family. I don't understand why I'm supposed to like. Doesn't make any sense. It was like, we're just like you. We go to Dubai on a Gulfstream 6. Just like, we understand your family problems. That's why. All right. Yeah, the worst is the back of it had a bumper sticker. It said, for compliments or complaints, call this number for the driving. Say, how am I driving? Compliments or complaints? Who calls to compliment somebody on their drive? Is like, I just want to make that call. Sometimes you're like, hello, yes, is this Mr. or Mrs. I don't know, Walmart or whatever? I saw one of your trucks make a right-hand turn, and they signaled, and I assume your grandma was driving it. So that was just want to say that was awesome. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Kevin Hickerson.
Guys, welcome back to the Dope Fades roast of our webcam, everybody. Yeah. Fuck that thing. We've been outed so hard as it being...
The Dope Fades roast of our webcam, everybody.
It's a double roast.
Double roast. It's twice roasted. Kevin, I've always wanted to call those numbers too and just be like, hey man, I had a really good bowl of Fruit Loops. They were great. This is top notch. Just wanted to call and let you know. Let's go. All right. It sounds like we have our next comedian in the room, guys. Please give it up for Mr. Travis Harrington. And please turn your camera on, Travis. Can you turn your camera on, please, Travis? Oh, there's Bill Murray.
Oh, God.
Oh, damn it, Travis.
All right.
I just like that it's Bill Murray.
On?
Oh.
Oh, hello. Whoa.
Yeah.
You.
You gotta click the little camera
Click the camera button, Travis. Click the camera button, Travis.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Do I have to, what I gotta give you?
Yeah, there we go. Everybody, Travis Harrington.
If I could hear you better, I'm sure I would know exactly how you were doing. I see some hands moving. I hear a little hollering. I bet you guys are excited for the new Transformers movie, right?
No.
Everybody is excited for it. Nobody saw it. But Mark Wahlberg has a sword. Like, I don't get why it's not doing well. He has a sword, and it just a laser comes out of Stonehenge, and Anthony Hopkins is dressed like he is in Westworld. There's actually a line where Marky Mark goes, "Hey, we gotta help Optimus Prime, okay? We gotta help him." I don't know. It's not doing well. So Marky Mark's got an accent. I used to have an accent. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from out east. And back east, I used to talk to really people assumed I was racist for the way I talked, and that I was stupid, and I'll talk the way I used to talk back east. Right now, how about them, a New England Patriots? Huh? No, that didn't work. Oh God. Oh no. Oh God, that didn't work out well. So all right. Have you guys seen Forrest Gump? I like Forrest Gump. Yeah, great movie, right? Great movie. I was watching it the other day, but they really make the people that don't want to hear his stories at the bus stop look like assholes. Like and I, as compelling as the movie is, I really don't think the real life version of hearing it would be very good at all, especially like if you're like a black nurse in Georgia, like waiting for the bus, and this guy who's like, I've got the IQ of an 8-year-old, but I'm a millionaire, and like sitting next to you saying he's named after a guy in the KKK. I wouldn't want to hear his stories, especially because his stories mostly go like, this one time I punched this guy at a strip club, and then I punched a Black Panther, and then my friend in a wheelchair punched a hooker, and also this one time I came on a girl's bathrobe, and then she had sex with me without my consent, and now she has AIDS. Like that's the content of Forrest Gump when you say it just straight out. It's when you don't see it through the lens of cinema that we get to see it through. It's a big issue. They really need to make those people look better. All right, so I don't know. I'm probably running out of time. That's a couple minutes. Wow, that feels like forever. I bet it feels even longer for you. Let's see. All right, so circumcision's a weird thing. I don't know how that started. Were people just chopping random parts off of their dicks up until that point when they figured out that one? Because you think you'd start with, like, the balls where the most skin is, or, like cut the whole head of it off. But, like, somebody just figured out, I'm going to get that little bit on the tip, and then I was walking around town, and everybody was like, whoa, look at that dick. That's a sweet dick. What'd you do to your dick? Wow. I want one of those. Can you give me one? Can you give my kids one? Can you give all of my kids one forever? We set up we'll have a little thing. We could do it at Claire's when you get your ears pierced and stuff, just in a little kiosk in the mall. All right, I think that was the light I got. I'm going to do it. All right, see you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Hey, welcome back to No Fades. I like that quick transition, Mr. Producer. Guys, follow Travis. He's a good sport. All right. Follow every other comedians. I don't know why I just mentioned it for Travis. Follow me right now. All right, guys. Give it up for our next comedian. She's running the clock and working the Twitter. A big round of applause for Lauren Gilbert, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. How you guys doing? Oops. Better than that. I haven't written a lot about my job, at least the one that I have now, so I'll give it a shot. I am an office PA. Los Angeles, super obvious. I'm on the Fox studio lot right now, and it's pretty great. I like it a lot. However, I'm realizing that every once in a while I'm reminded pretty strongly how low I am on the food chain. I'm the only PA in my office too, so like even the executive assistants are like up here and I'm down here, and that's fantastic. Like the other day I was at my desk and my coworkers were kicking a soccer ball around. We do that. It's just there to let people blow off steam. Ball went a little close to my head. Right between my head and my computer screen, and my boss sticks his head out and he goes, "Hey, cut that shit out. One of those things is replaceable." He did not specify further than that. I don't eat lunch at my desk anymore either because the last time I did, my boss saw my sandwich sitting there, thought it looked good. Next thing you know, he picked it up and took it into his office. came back, gave me his corporate credit card, and told me to go buy new lunch. Is my dignity as a human being worth less than an $11 plate of sushi on my boss's dime? The answer to that question is yes. Don't clap for that. Don't clap for that. Shit, what else did I have? I'm trying to be more open about the fact that I am enemetophobic. If you don't know what that is, it just means that I am an extremely irritating person to drink with. But more seriously, it's the phobia of vomiting or seeing people vomit, seeing it in movies, hearing it, just anything involving it. Like, if I'm crying in the middle of a Judd Apatow movie, it's not because of its emotional, heartfelt core. It's hard because I like drinking, and I like drinking in excess sometimes. But because of the way I am, I will actively avoid other people who are doing the same thing. And ladies, if you're a girlfriend of mine, I am so sorry, but I will not hold your hair. It is a trashy cornerstone of female friendship, and I appreciate it. I will not do it. If you're at that point, you're lucky if I let you sleep inside the house. I very seldomly throw up. It's probably because I take more active measures than the average person to avoid it. The last time I threw up was a year and a half ago, on the eve of my sister's wedding. After I was about to go into a church for the first time in a decade, which led me to conclude that I am, in fact, the devil. Surprising nobody. Oh, God. I had one more.
Do it.
Well, the cockroach epidemic that has been an ongoing National Guard requiring situation in my house is still going, full-fledged. I'm not finding them fucking in my drawers anymore, so that's an improvement. Lately, I've been finding their exoskeletons just like around, which is delicious. I've learned that cockroaches are invertebrates, so upon maturity, they will molt their outer shells in places, preferably human pillowcases. You know, and with the rising threat from North Korea and climate change, like the shitty economy, the ever-looming Trumptopia we have to look forward to, in which I will probably be wearing a bonnet, not unlike The Handmaid's Tale. It's nice to know that I can still sleep soundly at night, knowing that within a 10-foot radius, there is an insect molting in my bedroom. And with that, I bid you good night.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Such strong visuals at the end of that one. You're very descriptive. I fucking hate cockroaches. I don't mind spiders, but for some reason cockroaches, because they'll get in possible places, and you go, how the fuck did that thing get there? Like, my parents' house in Texas, they have a 20-foot ceiling, and I saw this thing going across it, and it was like this big, and no one had noticed it. How the fuck did it get there? It's a magician. Oh my gosh, we've got our next comedian in the room. He looks very confused. We should give him some applause. Guys, give it up for Alex Rogers, everybody!
Point at him at the camera behind you. The camera that he's going to see. The one on the right. The one on the right.
No, you had to
You.
right.
You're live, go! What's wrong?
Oh, he doesn't know to go.
Go! Can I hear you?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes! Oh my god, Alex.
I'm sorry. You guys got to see me in like. What were you Hello, everybody. Well, gosh, it's good to be back in the webcam situation. Did I say webcam? Come on, everyone. Let's do play. Wow. I meant to be talking about, being in the Skype world. That's funny. That reminds me, by the way, when I was in Amsterdam, walking through the red light district, and of course, just walking through. It was all PG-13 in an R-rated environment. And when I got to the best, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life, quite possibly. And it had to come from a 7-foot-tall Dutch charismatic man as he walked out. And he seemed to be an entrepreneur, we might say, and maybe an impresario, an MC even, of one of these pleasure houses. And he stepped out, and there's a canal, and there's these beautiful old cobblestone streets, and we're all, the big crowd of us walking by, and he says, "Hi guys, are we ready for sex?" Of course we are, with that, come on. Yeah, this is, I like the small crowd that I'm seeing here too, just in the living room. It's like an eclectic group of us. It's like Are You Afraid of the Dark? But like the stand-up comedy style, which would have been a very interesting show had that been the case. Like, submitted for your approval of the Midnight Society. I call this act The Faith That You Won't Suck in the Next 3 Minutes. By the way, is the fade to black thing working for you guys? Did I fade out to black and now am I fading back up? Did that work? Yeah? Is that, yeah? Are you guys seeing that?
It looks great.
So yeah, just curious. You did see how it went like dark and then up?
Oh, totally.
Okay. So this will make the next joke less awkward. I love in the 90s, this was something like in the late 80s, early 90s, where like a show would freeze and then fade to black and then fade up on a commercial. Like nowadays, you're in it and then it just cuts to the commercial and you're kind of like, whoa. But they gave you some leeway in the 90s. So it would be like, your average kind of like soap or like detective drama. They'd be like, well, the thing is, Captain, I found the gun in her apartment. Now at Lucky's, you can get a pound of roast beef for $5.99 a pound. That's something we can work with for future times. Fidget spinners. You guys seen these things? You know what I'm talking about? These things that all the kids are into these days? Dude, you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this? It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, thank you. You who believe. I was going to go see, the next Marvel superhero movie. I don't want to say the name because it's going to plug the next thing and they get enough help as is. So, the next movie that everyone's going to go see, and out comes like a battalion of like 10 to 13-year-olds just. I'm like, this is the weirdest thing. And it made me feel really old for the first time. I was like, what happened to Magic the Gathering cards? And then a guy just like 6 years younger than I went, and what happened to Yu-Gi-Oh? And I was like, shut the fuck up. They don't like the violent ending. Moving on. George Lucas, CGI crowds. Oh, right. Okay, so this... It's getting desperate for Trump to, like, genuinely get a crowd these days because more and more people are like, oh, yeah, no, or at least that's what I hope. Maybe that's not the case. But, when he gets those thin crowds and he wants them much more bigly, I think George Lucas, now that he's kind of retired and doesn't have much to do, I see him, working with Industrial Light and Magic and making crowds, but, happening there. But, of course, they're alien creations, so it's like, well, what we can do here is... this is George Lucas, by the way. What we do here is we can take Batman right there and inflate him and make him kind of wobbly and put a lot of sort of facial hair that looks like it's sort of kelp underwater because the detail is just too crazy, and he'll have some kind of stereotype voice that kind of makes him interconnect with old themes. And then of course everyone around him is like, sounds great, and just like the prequels, none of us are ever gonna question you. Well, last little bit. Do I have a little bit right now, or is it like, your time has come?
Fine, Alex.
What's that? No, yeah, okay, this is my last little right here. Alec Guinness, to me, is truly the gem of like the original Star Wars, and it's exactly it. The way he talks and having that brave teacher looking after you is exactly what every one of us secretly wishes for. But what if Ben Kenobi was actually a cranky old man who busted your balls? So it would be like, Luke, I have so far saved your life twice. You are incompetent at holding your own against sand people, and the first thing that happens when we get into a bar is 2 people try to murder you. Not an auspicious start, eh, bucko? And then, like, later on when they're practicing with, like, that little, that weird floaty ball thing with the laser beams that Luke with the blast shield on, I can't see. And then just see Ben Kenobi like, but the blast shield, but shut the fuck up, Luke, you stupid sniveling bastard. Remember, a Jedi's strength flows through him. You mean it controls your actions? Why don't you talk less and do more, you fucking pathetic... No. Now I understand why you were an only child and with no friends but droids. And with that, I'm about to be friends with my droids. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
That was the comedy stylings and blank stare of Alec Rogers, everybody. Alex, have you guys ever heard of the Star Wars drinking game? It is very close to his act. It's you drink whenever Luke's a whiny little bitch, and you get drunk fast. But I want to go into town with my friends, Uncle Ben. Fuck. By the time they get into space, you're on the floor. Like, you don't make it off Tatooine, my fucking friends. You drunk. Yep. Okay. We got one more comedian. He's right there. Guys, please give a big round of applause for your closer, Mr. Rob Banks, everybody.
Keep it going for your host. It is good to be here. It's the only show where I considered taking my shoes off. But then I thought if I did too well, then that'd be a thing that I do all the time. I'd be at some shitty dive bar doing a mic, like, hold on a second, let me take off these shoes. Okay. I went on this audition last week, and they emailed me back and said, hey, I thought you're great as the role of Ray, but we think you'd be perfect as Dead Body number 5. And I was like, what does that role entail? You're going to be the dead body underneath all the other dead bodies. And I was like, wow, what an honor to my talent, huh? What time do I have to be there, I do a lot of auditions where they email me back and said, hey, we think it'd be great in the background. And it's like, yeah, I'd love to come on set and see the guy that got the role that I wanted. That'd be wonderful. Yeah, great. I don't like snakes. I don't like them. I don't get the people that own snakes. I don't. Why is snake ownership always partnered with a dude with a ponytail and a cage that's never sealed all the way? You notice that? Do they go to Petco and like, let me get the boa constrictor and let me get that cage that doesn't have a top? And then they run to their barber on the checkout line like, yeah, I'm growing out the horse mane. Why I'm not coming in anymore? And then they lose the snake. They'll lose a king cobra that can spit venom. And then they'll go on the news. I'm like, I lost a snake. If you find it, call me, please. I can't tell you how I got it, but I want it back. It becomes our problem. What are we Hey, like, I'm supposed to call this guy? Hey, I found your 20-foot boa constrictor in my basement. What do I do? Throw a box over it? Are you kidding me? Oh, hey, I think it has a kid from the Amber Alert this morning. What do I do? Oh, it's now my problem? Okay, great. You know? Snakes just scare the shit out of me. They just, like Anaconda. It's a terrible movie. Stars Ice Cube. I've had nightmares over that movie. Same with snakes on the plane. I can't. If I was on that plane, I would have shot myself. Not only are there snakes everywhere, but the guy in 7B just killed himself, and you have to deal with that. Plot twist. I flew Spirit recently. A fellow poor person. Here we go. I was the only one on the plane. It's just me, the stewardess, and the pilot. I asked the stewardess, could I move up a seat? And she's like, yeah, it's going to be $4,000. And I was like, I'll just stay here. The seats weren't even like normal airplane seats. They were just bleachers. They were just... Some of them didn't even have backs to them, you know? I was then they didn't even have seatbelts. Like, can I get a seatbelt? She's like, yeah, it's going to be $500. And I was like, whoa. Guess I'll take my chances. You know? The pilot did something really cool. He came out and said, you want to come up and see the cockpit? And I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. He's like, all right, this is going to be $20,000. I was like, whoa. You guys just trying to make your money back on this flight? And the stewardess was like, yeah. So if you want to use the bathroom, it's $20 a minute. I was like, dang. Bathroom on Spirit isn't even like a normal bathroom. It's just a hole in the bottom of the plane. You know? Guys, terrorists don't even use Spirit airplanes. Like, that's, you know? They're not even landing those ones, you know? I was swimming the other day, and I thought, man, you know what'd be cool right now? Is if I had some water goggles. So I can't open my eyes underwater. So I wear contacts. But you know what'd be creepier than a guy by himself swimming in a pool? Is a guy wearing goggles swimming by himself in a pool. I don't even know how I'd buy them. Are these for your son? No, I live by myself. Oh, okay. What's your phone number? I think I should notify someone. Like, the only time someone with facial hair should be wearing goggles is when they're snorkeling. And that's when their face is completely under the water the whole entire time. I don't know. I think I'd be a good swimming instructor for blind people. Because it's like you don't even have to... They don't even need to be good swimmers. They just need to know what happens when they fall in, you know? Okay. You guys all blind? Or I'm from Ohio, and I'm a Ohio State fan. And one thing Ohio State fans do when they see each other, one person says OH, the other says IO. I don't like to do it, but I was in Hollywood. I was at the CVS, and someone at Ohio State here. I was like, OH, and then he said, fuck you, white boy. And the weird part is that he was white too. That was, you know. Guys, I'm going to go. Thank you for the time.
Guys, keep going for Rob. Damn. And please just keep on applauding for all the comedians tonight. Yes. Even more applause for our producer, Dave Barton, and Lauren Gilbert there on the couch. Guys, we've been streaming everywhere. If you're a comedian and want to get involved, please sign up. We got a Google form because we're all techie bullshit. Please sign up. Please follow us. We have a Patreon. Please donate so we don't have to use cardboard anymore. That'd be great. That'd be really nice. I've been your host, Christian Wolf, everybody. This has been Dope Fades. Good night.